Welcome to the Dalorrian Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dalorrian. And I just want to do a quick check-in here. It's been a weird week, busy week. Had a long weekend with a couple of friends. Went to a different town, stayed in a different location, played some games. Ate a lot of crazy food. Like, seriously, Saturday was, it was donuts and kolaches. Kolache. I think it's kolache, right? Isn't that how you say it? Then we had pizza, which I didn't really want, but everyone else wanted it. So we did it. And then I had ice cream cake. I also had ice cream cake. And I think that's all I ate on Saturday. Now, my birthday is later in the month, but since me and the friends were getting together, I decided, like, hey, let's go ahead and get a cake. This will just be kind of like a pre-birthday celebration. I have intentions on probably making other bad decisions when my birthday does hit. But generally, that's not the way that I roll. And I probably need to get a little bit cleaner with my diet. In general, I probably need to get a little bit cleaner. Before we had the new baby, I was on carnivore. I was doing the carnivore diet. And I was dropping weight, and doing that. But now, when we had the baby, things got weird. And I could still do it. I don't know, like, I just probably need to just be more serious about just being protein first, getting my protein numbers. Like, if I just got my protein numbers, I think I'd probably be in good shape. But there's something about sugar and some carbs, like some flours that we have in the US, that it's like, even if you eat small amounts, there's just something about it that is so inflammatory. But you keep under your calories, you will lose weight. So you tell me. Maybe I'm full of shit. But I had to replace the wheels on the top rack of my dishwasher yesterday. We got back, got into town, and life continued on. So we're actually tired. We didn't really rest this weekend. But I have a Whirlpool dishwasher, and the top rack wheel was plastic and it had broken off. So if you took the top rack and you pull it out, right? So you can pull out the bottom rack, you can pull out the top rack. We have a 2-rack dishwasher. And if you pull out the top rack, then basically it would just come apart, like on one side. Like the whole thing would come off of the sliding drawer, or the drawer arm, so to speak. Or handle, however you want to say it. So I ordered some replacement parts. And when I got them, I was a little shocked because I was like, this is all plastic. There's nothing in here. I mean, the wheels themselves were bolted. Like a plastic wheel is bolted through the other part of the plastic. But it was all plastic. And so the way that this thing is assembled is just a series of plastic bending and snapping into each other. And man, I hate that. I hate that so much. I want to screw something in, bolt something in. I need something tight. I need something secure. I have a dresser that I have put together for my oldest kid soon, and it's a lot of screws, and it's a lot of, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of hex screws or whatever, and things like that. And it's going to be a little weird, but like, at least that screws in, With this plastic stuff, it just snaps in. And man, I was getting so frustrated. Like, I had the new pieces, like taking it off wasn't that bad. I did cut my hand with a screwdriver. Don't tell me. Don't worry. It just happened, okay? It won't happen again. Anyway. So I popped all the shit off. And then on the new pieces of plastic that replaced, I had I had put it on a little too far. And so I was trying to put it together and just wouldn't go together. And dude, I was about to chuck the thing against the wall. I had to do one of those things that I think dads have to do. They just have to calm down. They're like, I just got to walk away from this for a second. I just got to take a minute because I feel like I'm not you feel like you're too smart for it. And you're like, I'm going to chuck this thing against the fucking wall. Like this thing shouldn't be this dumb. Right. So I was cursing the Asians. I was like, these Chinese Chi-Com communists, these Viet Cong, these samurai sword. No, I didn't say any of that, dude. But I did think it. I was like, man, damn it. Is this really the best way to do this? China, damn it. And that was about it. Now, if my dad were there, he'd be, they ruined everything when they invaded China, or whatever the hell he would say. But I looked back at my video, and I want to say this was a horrible video. I had found a video specific to my pieces, and I was watching it, and the guy was like, this goes in here, and he would show it, but then like he wouldn't even show himself putting the piece in, and like he kind of rushed it. And like I'm not a mad commenter on YouTube, but I almost commented on the video, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. This was like, this actually made my experience worse. You know, just please kill yourself. I didn't say that. I didn't even comment. I just thought it. And I really don't want him to hurt himself. Okay. Calm down. But I was like, God, this is the worst. Like, this was a horrible video. And I thought to myself, maybe I should have made a video. But that's not what we do here. We do video games. So I eventually got it, and the wife was like, hey, I need you to calm down. I was like, I'm trying. She's like, I can do this later. I was like, no, you gotta let me do it. I gotta do it. And I did have to get her to help me to do like the final little part that goes on the end of the arm, because I was like, how did she's like, I put these on before. I was like, how the hell did you do that? Because I didn't have any instructions for that. And that was a little difficult to figure out, but we got it. Okay. We got it. And that was like my one dad thing this week. And like, I had to do some other stuff around the house. Like we're trying, so we get wasp. I don't know if you get wasp at your house, but we get wasp pretty bad. We had a horrible wasp nest in the front, like front door. You have a fake plant because they keep dying. It's fine. It looks real. But there were probably like 150 wasps in this thing. And we got little kids. You don't want wasp. And so I've tried everything to get rid of these wasps year to year. Everything to get rid of these wasps year to year. Okay. The one thing I haven't tried is a decoy wasp nest or hornet's nest. So we're going hornet. So I also hung up 2 of those yesterday because, you know, it's still a little cold. We're not going to see any wasp yet, but it's been in the back of my mind, you know, like, hey, we got to hang these up sometime. And so I was like, I'm out here doing shit. I'll go ahead and hang them up. Got some fishing line, got a nail at one part. You know, put them like, I didn't put them anywhere where like humans, like delivery guys and stuff, are going to see them and freak out. They're pretty good decoys, you know, like if you look at it, you're like, oh shit, you know, like, but you're like, you know, like it would take you a second. And so I don't know if that's going to work for the wasp and the bees and stuff, but we're going to see. People say, you want to truly get rid of the wasp, like you have them year to year, put up a decoy, and they'll be like, this is a no-go. Like somebody's already got this territory. I will report back on that. It wasn't expensive, so it's fine. Then a positive thing, I got to ride my motorcycle yesterday, which was so nice, man. It was so nice because it was like sunny out. It was like in the 70s, you know. Damn, it was nice. I felt weird. Because it's been a couple months, and I was like, I checked the air in my tires, and with the maintenance and everything, I was like, I haven't done anything with this bike that requires like heavy maintenance, but you still want to look around, like, okay, is everything good? Everything good? I got coolant, I got oil. What do I got? You know, I don't have a chain, I have a drive shaft, so I don't really have to worry about that, thank God. But you know, I have a Honda Shadow Phantom 2024. It's gray and black. You can get it in orange and black. I got the gray and black. And so, I have some ape hangers on it. It's not like crazy, okay, but just more relaxing ride. And I love it. I love it as much as I love anything. And the bike, I mean. So I rode it, you know, and I actually, it wasn't yesterday. It was like 2 days ago. It doesn't matter, but it was wonderful to go ride again. And I think I'm going to need to get gas next time. And so today and yesterday was just dreary, but I actually, like, it was really dusty, you know, from sitting up so long over November, December, January. So I rinsed it off, and I was like, you beautiful son of a bitch. I said, you beautiful son of a bitch, look at you. It's like, why can't I be made of metal? Just sit there and like rust slowly instead of look shitty quickly because of the pizza I eat. It's probably a metaphor in there that if I gave my body the right gas, it would look better. Do with that what you will. Anyway, it was great. You know, it felt good mentally. And if you don't have something like that, I'm not encouraging everyone to go get a freaking motorcycle. But if you don't have your gym time, if you don't have just, you know, I like to go float in the deprivation tank. I haven't done it in a while, honestly. Probably need to do it. But if you don't have something as a dad, or even if you don't have kids, a husband, just that you get away and you do something that is like, it can be mentally stimulating, that requires a lot of focus, like gym or bike, or it can be like ultimately relaxing. Like I would say deprivation tank actually takes a lot of focus too. Because you can't like just let your mind, you can let your mind wander, but like you can get bored. So you have to like, you can't get bored because you're like, I'm going to be in this tank of nothingness for an hour and a half, which I actually love. I always thought maybe it'd freak me the hell out, but you know, my wife tried it and she said it made her dizzy. And I was like, this feels like heaven to me. I was like, if death feels like this, then sign me up. Anyway, I'm not depressed. Am I? No, I'm not. We're fine. We're fine here. So yeah, so it, you know, it was cool, you know, and it helps with having something like that. Helps you with like tension. You get a lot of tension when you get older. Tension in your shoulders, pelvic floor tension. A lot of dudes don't like to talk about that, but boy, is it common. Them nuts be cracking. It's not your nuts, dude, but it's your pelvic floor, and it makes everything hurt and ache and makes your feet tingle and shit like that. So it's just something to think about. Yeah. Do some yoga, which I did do some yoga recently, and then I realized how tired I was. It was crazy. I haven't done that in a while. Need to keep doing it. All right, so we're past boomer hour here. Why don't we talk about some video games? Why don't we talk about some video games, some things I've been playing, some things I've been wanting to play. First up, we'll talk about the Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary World of Warcraft. And boy, World of Warcraft has been a little dramatic, you know, in the past couple weeks. Like we watched the, God, it's not the State of Play, that's this week. The State of Azeroth. And I was a little annoyed, so I named my video on YouTube The State of Azeroth. Like ass, get it? And the annoying thing is like I was looking for anything about Classic or Burning Crusade. And, you know, like it was like, I didn't need it, but it was like, you could tell they just kind of build it that way. Like you just felt like they were going to talk about it. And they had one clip where they were like, and Classic Plus. And they're like, Holly, don't talk about it. And boy, that steamed me. And then when it was over, I was like, wait, is that it? Is that really over? And it really was over. And I was like, God, why does Blizzard disappoint me constantly? You know, and I'm like, I should just go to Blizzard. I should go to BlizzCon. I should drop the money, go to BlizzCon and just complain. I should just be the internet guy who just goes in there and is like, this is all shit. This is horrible. I'm not hyped. This is disgusting. They would kick me out probably. Everyone would hate me, as if they don't already. But the Burning Crusade did drop, which was actually been pretty fantastic. And I got to hang out a lot pre-Portal. You know, there's a lot of people that came into the chat and in the stream, and it was very fun. And then I came in late to the Portal. People had already gone in earlier that day. I came in and found some groups and started doing the Blood Furnaces, of which I have a guide, and I'm going to try to follow my guide. And I have to do it 12 times. And, you know, as your eyes glaze over, as your ears start oozing, 12 times I have to do Blood Furnaces. It's not that bad, though. If you have a good group, you can knock it out pretty quick. And I've done it 3 times. And I haven't had a lot of time to play. And so some of our people in the Discord are already at 70, which is totally cool. You know, again, I went away this weekend. So like the main first weekend, everybody's going hard and I didn't. And, you know, my take is like Burning Crusade is going to be around for about a year, you know, 16 months. My prediction is it'll be around 16 months. There's going to be other games that come out. There's going to be other things that take our attention. But 16 months is plenty of time for me to get 2 level 60s, 2 level 70, and then raid a little, right? I think that's plenty of time. So, so I'm not sweating it. You know, it's really easy to get the FOMO. Like we got to get in. We got to hit it hard. And I think a lot of that comes from content creators, truly. And I applied to get into S-Fan's Guild. I don't really follow or engage with S-Fan at all, but I have a friend, streamer friend, who his name is Cassie, and she's played with S-Fan over the weekend and Shroud and all these guys and ran some dungeons. And she's like, you should apply to get into the guild. I was like, man, I can get into the guild, but I'll be honest, like, I don't know if I'm committed enough. So I may not hear back, but I was just like, yeah, it could be fun to play with. I could help out the guild with fun. So we'll see. I don't really have any high hopes there, but it would be cool to get into a legit guild and just try to do some things for the lulz, have some community moments. I think that's what I want, like I'm never going to push like, to have the top gear. I just, again, don't have the time for it or the interest really. But I do love the game and I do want to, I do want to engage with it, but I'm never going to be like the guy who's like world first or top, I'm absolutely fine with like getting my good gear. And if I get a gear set, like a tier 5 or whatever the tiers are, that would be wonderful. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. And I think that's just the way, like, for me, that is the majority of how people used to play WoW. And I think that is why WoW was good. And I think all of these like anniversary resets or all these WoW resets and expansion resets, they're still very good, but they do have kind of the modern streamer hype content creator engine behind it. It's like competitive and everyone's like, we got to get in here and fucking top tier. You can't go on the raid if you're a rogue and you're ass. You got to be this DPS, that you got to do this spec, that spec. And min-maxing is cool and all, right? Especially depending on what type of game you want to play. Don't get me wrong. Min-maxing is cool. Depending on what you want to play. But for me, man, what am I chasing by playing Burning Crusade? I'm not chasing min-maxing. I'm not chasing modern day. What's the best build? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I can get behind a little let's go, but that's, I'm more like let it go. Let it go. Just let it go, man. Because if you want to experience WoW the way that it was, 99% of the people were not min-maxing. No one really had guides. And they were just experiencing the world authentically. And you weren't, you probably weren't as efficient as you can be this time around. And that's totally cool. But, there's more games to play. There's more competition. And again, with content creators and streamers, it's like a lot of times they try to chase like, what's the new game? Like, I got to get this in so that after Burning Crusade launches, I get my 70 and I do that. Then I can go to the next game because at any time a new game is going to pop. And if I'm not the top streamer on Arc Raiders, and so like all the casual players or all the non-content creators, like everybody gets ratcheted up to that level where it's like, well, if I'm half as good as Shroud, then I'll do fucking this and that. And it's like, let's turn it on its head. It's like what they did with the food pyramid recently and what they did in South Park, where it's like, turn it on its head. And the surge of the game should be a surge, truly. It should, like the casual part of the game. And I don't necessarily mean just role playing or whatever, but like the exploration, and again, it's an old game. Every corner has been discovered. I get it. But I've never played the Burning Crusade. And so I was looking through the Trekor Forest, and I was like, damn, this place looks awesome. I was like, I love the way this place looks. And it was just, I just had a moment where most people are not having that moment. Most people are like, I've been there, done that 3 times, So I'm trying really hard to let Burning Crusade be Burning Crusade and experience it how it is without getting too heavily into the min-maxing and the noise. Now, like I said, I have a guide. Now, the reason I have a guide is because people in the Discord shared it, and it'll help me focus my time on Discord, or not Discord, when I stream, because that's typically the only time I'm getting to play WoW is when I stream. So, like, I know that I'm doing something that will progress me a little. Again, if I stay level 60 for 2 months, I don't know if anyone would truly care, but, it helps me to, like, have some sort of a goal. Could go against what I'm trying to do, but I'm not following that guide to be like, this is going to get me level 70 by the end of the week. But it does help me to know, like, oh, prioritize this, you'll get more money later, blah, blah, blah. It's just a little. It's a little. But I'm trying really hard outside of that to be as organic as I can. And since it's a social game, you kind of can't be 100% organic because no one else is being organic, you know? Maybe if you're on some private servers. And I think that's why everyone wants Classic Plus. I think that's why everyone wants like Classic Plus. And Classic Plus is like not a real thing because what everyone thinks Classic Plus could be for them, there's someone else who's like, no, that's not my Classic Plus. My Classic Plus would be this and that and this and that. And somebody else is like, no, I want new raids, but in the old world. And it's like, some people else is like, I want to be able to dual spec, or I want to be able to change my spec into a new spec and mix my talents with like a warlock warrior. Or no, I want blood elves to be there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever your Classic Plus is, but no one will be pleased. And like, if they did a Classic Plus, like new content, old world, let's say something like that, I guess. Let's just assume that would be the blanket thing. I don't know if it'll hit because everyone is so exhausting with how they want to fucking min-max. And like, we gotta get in, we gotta stream all night, stream all day. And I'm not knocking that. If you don't have kids, you got time, dude, get in there with your boys and knock it out, bro. Knock it out, bro. That's fun. That can be fun. But if everyone's doing that, if everyone is thinking like, I'm the guy who's going from 1 to 60 in like 2 days, and I'm taking it super seriously, and fuck you, and I got to do this for this and that. It's not the spirit of gameplay back in the day. The spirit of what WoW was back in the day was, it was like your high school teacher was playing. It was like somebody's granddad was playing who didn't even know how to work a computer. You know, kids were playing, and everyone was just figuring it out, and no one really knew what to do. And like min-maxing and guides kind of didn't exist. Not truly. I mean, hell, Google wasn't around, you know? So you were just winging it in so many ways. And I love reading old stories of WoW where people are like, when you first played WoW back in the day, like, what is a mechanic that you did totally wrong that like you didn't know because you didn't know? And I remember reading about a guy who he was a hunter, and he didn't realize you could buy more arrows. I assume he thought maybe you craft them later, or you could, you know, or maybe you could loot them. But you know, you could buy them. And so he's playing with people, and like, he's not shooting his gun because he's out of ammo, but he's like spec'd, you know, as a ranged DPS essentially. And as people in his group was like, I like your melee style. I like your melee style. Because he's just running around hitting shit because he's like, I got no arrows, man. I don't know when the game is going to give me more arrows, but they ain't giving me no more arrows. And like, that's the real deal, man. That's the real deal. But anyway, it's fun. I'm looking forward to playing it more. And if you're bored, come hang out. We got a pretty good group. We got a pretty good group of people that are into it right now, working on some stuff. WoW Retail. I played this. I played the Midnight Pre-Patch. Why, Dalorrian? Why? Because I hate myself. No, I was curious. Like, I'm always curious about WoW Retail. I'm always like, okay. And then, you know, most people that I play with, most of my community in WoW hates retail, and I get that. But, you know, I'm the guy that's going to play it a little bit. I'll play like Legion Remix. I'll play these events. And with the pre-patch, I've played several of the past pre-patch. I think I've played probably the past 4 pre-patches. I think I played Shadowlands pre-patch, I think. But I've played a lot of them. I've obviously played the Burning Crusade pre-patch now in WoW Classic, going into Burning Crusade. And I'll say that this is the saddest pre-patch I've ever played. And there's 2 mounts you can get, and then you can get, you know, other equipment and gear and some cosmetic weapons or something. And you go to Was it like the Twilight Highlands? I can't remember the zone. I don't know if it's called the Twilight Highlands. It's in the Eastern Kingdoms, I think. You go there, and to get your mount, you just have to get the currency. You have to get 100 currency, which if you do your 2 dailies or weeklies or whatever they are, which is just do world quests. It's just a couple world quests, which is mostly just killing rares that spawn, and everybody kills the rares that spawn. You get 100 coins, you get a mount. And then there's another one where if you kill all the rares that can spawn, which they spawn on a timer, like a rare spawns like every 5 minutes, and they spawn in order. So I think there's like 12 total rares, maybe 15, something like that. And if you kill all of them, you get a title in another mount, and that's kind of it. There's no other trinket or any kind of other thing to really seek or go after here that's interesting. And I did it. I got both mounts, and I played for like an hour and 15 minutes with my baby laying next to me, like playing with my baby in between rares and stuff, like holding her and doing whatever in between rares. And the wife came in and took the baby, like as I got like the last 3 or 4 rares. And it's just, you fly to the rare, you gun down a few NPCs, and then the rare spawns, and you group up on it. It's like a mini world boss, and then you move on. Those count as world quest, and they count as rares, like for your weekly quest, and then the achievement. And I was like, I can't believe that I've done it. I can't believe that I did, like an hour and a half, I did the midnight pre-patch. Essentially. Now you could argue, well, dude, did you get the weapons? Did you get the weapons transmogs? Did you get the other transmogs? Like, no. Did you get your gear, your champion gear? No. And I don't need it. And it's like, I have so many transmogs now that I can't keep up. Like I can't keep up. Like, they almost need and maybe they have this, they need like a favorite. Like, they need like a favorite tab, and maybe they do. Maybe they have like a favorited transmog, but you'd have so much shit collected. And there's housing stuff you can buy with the credits. It's like, I don't want any of this shit. I'm not going to do this shit. Like, I can play The Sims, or WoW can be The Sims for me. And if WoW Retail was the only game I played, I'd probably be hyped for the housing stuff. Like, okay, gives me something to do. But hell, there's 5 different versions of WoW you can play at any time, I think. And it's like, am I really going to do this one? Now, I will say retail is like, it's best for dads. Like, for dads, like, I got to get it done in 5 minutes. I got 15 minutes. What can I get done? In retail, you can get a lot done. In Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary, you can't get shit done in 15 minutes. You might can go get a flight path. Check your mail. But you can't do a dungeon or nothing, man. Maybe a couple quests. Maybe. Depending on the quest, maybe. But you don't get much done. And that's okay, because that's not the game. You know, it's designed for you to have time to play. But with Midnight, it's like, I could do this on my phone, dude. And people do it and people play retail on their Steam Deck. And rightly so. Because it's that kind of game. It's kind of like a gacha game. Which, I'm still been playing Wuthering Waves, and I go in and I like do my dailies and I put it down because the AMF lady or whatever, she's not free to play friendly, and I'm not going to spend my ass to ride on her. We'll catch the next month. We'll see who's out next month. And I don't like the way she feels. Like, I know she can do a lot of damage or whatever, but she don't feel good to play. Carlotta feels good. Augusta feels good to play. If the gameplay is not fun, screw unlocking the most powerful character in the game. If it doesn't feel fun to play, I don't give a shit. That's the way it was for League of Legends with me. I remember there were so many champions I used to play in League of Legends, and I'd try to play them because, like, this is the best one. This is the top tier. And it would just feel like shit to play. I was like, I can't get this down, whatever. So I was like, just give me Yi, bro. Give me Xin Zhao. Give me somebody get the Fizz. Get Fizz out of here. I don't want Fizz. I can't do Fizz. I want something simple and fun to play. But maybe I'm retarded. I don't know. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent. But WoW Retail, it is what it is, man. I don't know. Like, when retail's coming out in March, am I going to stream that? Maybe. I don't know. I might do some story quests for the YouTube channel or something. I don't know. I don't know yet. It's a couple weeks away. We'll see. I'm more interested. Like, man, like WoW's cool. I'm more excited about other games. So, truly, I mean, with WoW, like Burning Crusade, I'm excited about, and I'm going to play, and it's going to be fun, and it's something I'm going to continue to play for like the year. But GTA 6 and these other games, these are the things that I care more about. Truly. So about Rock Band 4. I played a lot of Rock Band 4 with my friends this weekend. I took it down and I had 2 guitars and a microphone. And I didn't take my drum set. I needed a special cable for my drum set. I had everything to make my drum set work. But it wasn't, I was missing a cable. And I was like, well, I'm not going to take it down there. And plus, like, unpacking it and setting it up and then breaking it down and bringing it back, there's probably was room in the car, like in the van for that, but I was like, it's not worth it. No one else is a musician. Nobody's really going to care. So we'll just play guitar. But dude, let me tell you, we played Rock Band 4, man. And it was like shitty karaoke mostly. Like 2 people would have guitar. We'd rotate, me and the missus, a couple of my buddies. We would rotate on the mic, and nobody can really sing that good. And dude, it was so fun and so funny singing some of this shit. Having people sing some of the shit. Like I had my buddy, one of our buddies, we had him sing We Didn't Start the Fire. And I was like pissing on myself, man, at him trying to sing this damn song. And if you don't know what that is, like, we didn't start the fire, it was always burning. But then the verses are like, old Miss Clark Kent, something, JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? It's just words. Like Billy Joel just like did like the meme, like he just like spoke memes basically or whatever, or topics, and then he was just describing how the world's crazy. So like if you wrote a modern day We Didn't Start the Fire, it'd be like, Jeff Epstein, Iraq War, Gamers Gate, teacher whore, I don't know, like whatever, right? ICE raids, Bad Bunny, stuff like that. And they're like, we didn't start the fire. And then John Mayer had his own version of that for our generation, or for my generation. Like, we keep on waiting for the world to change. That was like the modern day. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's like, not that we don't care. We just know the fight's not fair. So we just keep waiting. And it's actually kind of the way that it is. You just like, the world kind of sucks and you're just there, So Billy Joel and all them, like, yeah, they get it. They'd smoke drugs and they're like, you know what? There's nothing we can do. But anyway, Rock Band 4. So I got home and I finally did get to set up my drums. And man, 2 things. I'm bad at drums. And I've spent way too much money on this project. I have too many songs on Rock Band 4, which I'm on the subreddit now that tells me which songs they're taking away forever, which is going to be like more and more. So I've bought a whole lot, spent way too much money on. And again, I keep saying I probably need to live stream like me playing drums or whatever, or guitar or anything. Guitar, like I'm playing on hard and I pretty much got it. I feel like we're like in a good place. There's some songs that I just get effed over on, I'm sure. Like I tried to play Run Around by Blues Traveler on a hard guitar, and I was like, this will be easy. Bro, that shit ain't easy. I also played Wonderwall by Oasis, and I was like, this will be easy. No, that's like one of the hardest songs. Why is that? Why did they do it like that? This is dumb. It's not dumb, but it is difficult. On the drums, though, like, it took us some finagling, and I'm like with the drums can be so uncomfortable because you have to use your arms and your legs, and there's got to be height and everything. And I have a stool, and like this kit is like a little kid kit. It's an electric kit. It works, which I'm pleased with, but like it's kind of a workout, man. And like my kick drum's kind of sliding on me, so I got like a mat I got to put under there, and it's great. It's kind of a great stress reliever. And as someone who really can't play drums that well, I can play other instruments just fine. Like you want to play guitar, piano, whatever, we can rock and roll all day. But with drums, I just never had a drum set. I had drum pads. I remember I had practice drum pads when I was like 19, 20. And I used to slam on those fuckers all the time. I'd like listen to songs and I would just play along with the best that I could. But with this, I'm like, this is kind of nice. Like it kind of helps you with the rhythm and like to see, like you hear one thing and then you do another thing. And once you get into the groove, you're like, oh shit, this is it. And it really is just keeping time, you know, whereas like you can feel it. Don't get me wrong. Drums you can feel. Absolutely. You can really feel drums. But when you're a noob to drums, you don't really feel it that much. You're like just trying to fight for your life. You're just trying to keep time. So I'm excited about just playing and playing and playing and playing until where I can really jam on this shit. Because on guitar and even singing, if I know the song, I can just like fucking vibe out. And so with the drums, I'm really looking forward to vibing out on the drums. Here in my, like at 40 years old, I'm playing drums. Like, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't know that I'm doing it. Who cares? It's fun, man. You know, like me and all my friends, we talked about this weekend. Was like, how did they not make games like this anymore? And truth be told, Harmonix has been bought out by Epic, and they have Fortnite Festival, which has lost a lot of popularity. I say that because when I try to get into a game, I can get into no games with others. They have rotating songs. The songs are $5 a piece, a little too pricey. You can't do drums, or I don't even know if you can sing. Maybe you can sing. I don't think you can. But yeah, hooking up guitars, like there's no like easy guitar a kid can buy. But like if there was like a rock band, maybe it wouldn't sell well. Maybe kids don't get together anymore. That's probably the harsh truth of it. The harsh truth is kids probably don't get together anymore, and that's why they don't make it. Maybe there truly is not a market for a rock band. But boy, I know the kids out there who are out there flying solo and are antisocial and all this shit. That I know the market's not there, so to speak, but damn, the market totally is there. Like, I know music's different now. Like, like a lot of the songs I play are from like the late 90s, and kids today be like, I don't give two shits about that music. You know, like, so like modern music, does modern music even have guitars in it? I don't know. But I'm just saying, man, like I know the kids, and they're not that different than the kids have always been. And I would love to see a world where rock band existed, where kids could come together and play guitar and sing and have fun. You know, like people that aren't just musicians. Look, finding musicians to get in the garage and play, that is like hella rare. And the kids today gotta be. But with the video games where like you don't have to know how to play, like we can kind of guide you, but you can get together with your friends, like that would not be rare to be able to find people to do that, I think. And I think it would help them like learn to love music again. But we're in a brave new world, and we can all just watch AI instead and do nothing for ourselves and live in that fucking world. Another game I want to talk about, I haven't played, but I've just been thinking about it for 2 months, and Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just really, that game came out 3 years ago, and I'm just itching to get back in again. And I think I'm going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be this week, next week. I think I'm going to do it. And, you know, for people out there, I still have Octopath Traveler 0, another sprawling like RPG that I have not finished because that shit is long. And I want to get back to that game, but Hogwarts Legacy has been calling me for a couple months, and I think I want to mod it. So it went on sale on Steam. I played it on PlayStation 3 years ago. It went on sale on Steam for like, list for 60. I think it went on sale for like $8. And I was like, $8? Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. So I think I'm going to get in and mod it. I might do some wild mods. Just kicking around some ideas. Nothing sexual. And you might be like, Dalorrian, why not sexual? Why not go the Skyrim route where everyone has gigantic naked boobies? Well, because these are children. Everybody's under 18 in Hogwarts Legacy. So there's a lot of mods that I've seen out there already that are like better bodies, bras. Professor Garlic is completely naked with big boobs. I'm like, oh my God. So we're not going to go that way. But I'm going to try to find some like other stuff that is interesting. That could help the game along, because that's a tall glass of water too. That game is a long game. I never 100%ed that. I could have. There's plenty of it to do. But I kind of want to do it again and maybe make some different decisions. I don't know which house I'll get into. I think I was Slytherin for my longest playthrough, so I might just be Gryffindor this time or something. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to mod it up, find some interesting stuff, change it a little bit, and go back in. But we'll see. It's just such a well-made game. I mean, it didn't get awards that year that it came out, which it would have been 2023, I guess, because everyone was mad about the trans stuff. Like all the journalists and voters and Game Awards, they were mad about trans stuff. But that game sold more than any other game that year. By far, Call of Duties, Maddens, wherever, that game sold more than any other fucking game. And we all know in our freaking whatever social media state that we're in, like everybody knows that game went gangbusters and that game is an incredible game. But people couldn't separate J.K. Rowling, which didn't even create this stupid game. She created the original IP. They couldn't separate the artist from the art. And I'm over here saying, like, fuck you. So if you don't like what she said and you can't play the game or talk about the game, kind of like, fuck you, dude. And here's why I say that. Because, like, I say all the time, like, and, you know, if you're gay, cool, whatever. I'm pretty straight. I'm Christian. So just by the Bible standards, being gay is a sin, right? It's just it. I mean, look, having sex with somebody that's not my wife is a sin. We can all socially agree on that probably. But I'm just saying, like, by my ideology, gay I should not be cool with, is all I'm saying. And not that I don't love the people and like I throw rocks at them and I don't accept them or anything. I'm just saying, like, I by the culture of the Bible and like looking at the Bible, it's like you don't confide in gay people. You don't talk to them about your spiritual stuff because they're in sin. Everybody's in sin in some way, but like if you're not trying to get out of the sin, then and you're living in the sin, then you're not really going the same way as me. And so then we can't be spiritual friends, right? That's all I'm saying. That is like the crux. And you can get into the gay stuff, Christianity or whatever. And like, I'm on my own planet when it goes to that. So don't hold me responsible. I'm just saying that's the mindset. I'm setting up an example here. Like this is how Christians think. This is how I've thought most of my life as far as gay goes and like how I can't, share the table with you as far as like with my family. We can talk, we can hang out, but like trusting you is not something that I should be doing. You understand? We're just setting the table, right? We're just setting the table. Me, how many of my favorite musical artists are gay? How many people make movies that are gay? And I love them. Like I love their music. I love what they do. Like Freddie Mercury, one of my all-time favorite gays. Love it. Freaking love Queen. Freaking love it. I separate the art from the artist. I know that's hard to do. I know if you have, your standards, you can't do that. But I'm just saying that for the Hogwarts Legacy people, it's not even the people that made the game, dude. It's like the person that made the IP who's really not even relevant anymore. Yeah, she's really a billionaire, but like she's really not even relevant to the Harry Potter IP stuff that's getting made now. She's really not relevant. She's really not making decisions, clearly. And they're like, we can't separate the art from the artist. It's like, well, fuck you. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Hate Queen? If I'm a conservative Christian person, am I supposed to just hate Queen? Like that would be like that would be me being equal to you. Anyway, another tangent. Sorry. All I'm saying is that game did really well, and the developers did really well, and they should have been, they should have been recognized for their freaking work. That's the deal. There's a lot of things in Hogwarts Legacy that are a little too much. They overcorrected. It's way too diverse for the time period. Like, and I'm sorry to say that. There's way too many like Asians and black people and stuff. It's like Scotland 1800s, okay? Okay, come on now. Just come on. Like, that's not being racist or anything. I'm just saying, like, they went over. They went overboard. And there's tons of gay, and then there's trans. There's probably the most pronounced and in-your-face trans character more than any other game I can think of. And yet this game was still shunned. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Like the devs even tried to like course correct to please everyone, and people still shunned it. And God, it was so well made. It was so well made. All right, that's my soapbox on Hogwarts Legacy. I'm probably going to play that game and take out all the gays and all the black people. Now, there's mods to do that. I might do it. I might do that just to see. Not that I'm like, oh, black people are the worst and they ruin the game. I played that game all the way through and I fucking loved it. Yeah, there's some stuff that was like a little off as far as like this feels a little out of place, like for the setting, but it's not like game ruining. Who knows? I might get some wild. I might do some wild mods. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about the news. And the news has been pretty cringe lately. The news is all like, and we go through this as like a country, like in America, and just as a culture and a global culture, even maybe, I don't know. Well, on my social media or whatever, in my circles, we go through this where it's like the woke stuff and like we'll just call it the woke stuff versus conservative stuff. It gets quiet and then it gets loud. It goes quiet for a while. Everyone takes a breath. We're like, okay. And then everybody starts getting their pitchforks again, talking about everybody's shit. So a couple things we're going to talk about is that Overwatch. Overwatch is going to be not Overwatch 2 anymore. It's going to be Overwatch 1. And I think they had a presentation. I didn't watch it, okay? But I will say they talked about 5 new characters they're going to release. And the concurrent numbers on Steam for Overwatch have been about as high as they've ever been. And I'll say this. I really like Overwatch. It has the best porn. It has the best porn of any... No, I'm kidding. Calm down. Listen, if you don't know, that game was a huge porn game. No, the game wasn't a porn. Overwatch came out and it was really popular, but it was not as popular as the porn that people made with women characters in that game, which makes me think that maybe that's why they started making their characters the way that they did. I don't know, but it became insanely erotic more than what the game, you know what I'm saying? But Overwatch 1, man, I loved Overwatch 1. I played a lot of Overwatch 1. And when you look back, like I look back on games that I've played and times that I played, and when you look back on them, like when you're playing games and you're playing them a lot, you don't really realize, and this is like that old quote from The Office or whatever, from Ed Helms or whatever. It's like, I wish you knew the good old days while you were in them or whatever. And let me tell you, with the Overwatch, man, like that's so true for me, because I remember playing Overwatch and I was like, this is okay. You know, like I wasn't like, I wasn't like buying Overwatch t-shirts or anything, right? I wasn't looking up Overwatch lore, but I played a lot of Overwatch, and man, I tried really hard to get good at my characters. And my best was Lucio, and I tried to do Genji a little bit, and then Diva, I was pretty good there. And then I tried to do Roadhog as well. These are some that I remember doing. And Junkrat. I tried to do Junkrat. Junkrat was kind of the easiest to play, I feel like. And I just like, and the Overwatch 1, like original Overwatch when it came out, was peak for that game. And now years later, it's been shoveled around and it's crashed and burned. And again, apparently there's a little bit of a resurgence, which is interesting. You know, it's interesting. And I may turn it on, you know, because of that. I don't know. Like if next week it's still peaking, I might turn it on and just check it out again, because I loved it that much. You know, I tried Overwatch 2 or whatever, where it's like 6 players instead of 5 or whatever it was. Like they changed like the amount of people, and there was queue times, and it just didn't feel right. And the all the new characters, like none of them were super compelling. When I stopped playing, I think the Doomfist guy was the most recent guy. Like when I truly stopped playing, and then I never really went back. Then they had like a hamster, and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And so yeah, it just kind of fell off, you know. Not that all the characters that came out were bad. All like the hamster's fine. I've played as a hamster, and Doomfist guy's fine. I was not good at him, but some people were very good at him. But and you know, like, but the game had just kind of started to slip a little bit. And I wasn't saying that. Like they tried so hard to make it like a thing in the pro circuits, and like the life was just getting sucked out of it. There was too much competition with other games, and yeah, it just you know started to dwindle, and it's dwindled for years. And that game has been like it's been like this. If you woke up one morning in the past 3 or 4 years, if you woke up in the morning and you opened up your social media or whatever the hell, or your emails, and you said Overwatch 2 is being shut down, or Overwatch is being shut down after all these years, you'd be like, yeah, okay. You'd be like, yeah, you hate it. You hate to see it go. But yeah, that makes sense. That's how you would feel. Like, that's where we've been with Overwatch. Okay. So like it's been in the dumps, man. So it sounds like we're trending better. However, there's a character named Ayn Rand. And Ayn Rand, this is my take. We're going to listen. I haven't watched this video yet. We're going to listen to it. It's like over 3 minutes. The voice of Ayn Rand in Overwatch, one of the new characters, posted a message to the community and to everyone in the world about how she's not pleased with how the character looks. And apparently, Blizzard is going to now change the way the character looks to make it less pretty or less Chinese. And so like the character looks basically like black hair, anime, well not even anime, like Disney-fied, maybe a little Asian, maybe. You can look her up and looks fine. There's a video version of her that the eyes are a little bit closer together, looks a little bit more like maybe Indian-ish, maybe. But in general, the community's like, she's not as attractive as the main thing, is the main design they put out. So everybody's pissed at this lady named Fariha. So this is what her post says, and then we'll listen and see what she says. I'm the voice of Ayn Rand in Overwatch! ! Orange heart. I held off on posting about this because I wanted to make sure I could do this discussion justice. Here's a shot at that. Let's keep rooting for the version of her that could be. I hope you have much fun playing her. Flame fan. Now, this lady I'm looking at here, she is, I don't know if she's Asian, but she's got really dark cat eye eyeliner. She has a shaved eyebrow, a nose ring, and dark hair, dark roots, but red hair, like artificial red, a neck tattoo, and that's it. She's kind of your basic Hot Topic, whatever. And I think she has contacts in because her eyes are red. Her eyes are red as well, so I think she has contacts in. So she's your basic, like, if you looked at her, this is what they call on the internet, your basic libtard. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Hi friends, I'm Fariha and I voice Ayn Rand in Overwatch. 大家朋友们好，我是 Fariha， 我是安然的英语配音演员。I'm gonna be so honest. I'm nervous about this video because I didn't want to not address the elephant in the room, but I didn't want to step on the devs' toes or speak on their behalf because it's this tightrope in my mind of trying to honor the community and everyone's criticisms because I agree, and also give grace to the developers because they're always trying their best in the situation they're in, right? So I wanted to make sure that was there before I celebrated anything myself. So here goes. I got to mourn Ayn Rand between the design I had hoped for her and the design we ended up with. Because I think in her comic and the cinematic Elemental Kin, there was a precedent set by it. There was a unspoken promise that said, we're going to challenge the beauty standards plaguing and ransacking media these days, right?
Okay, so translation here. She's saying like the character in this comic book or short or whatever it was like not as attractive, was like not very attractive. And when you have a not attractive character, instead of it just being like, she's not that hot, she's not attractive, it's not an attractive character, to people like this is a challenge to the norms of society. So that beauty and fairness is a challenge to the norms of society. That is what she's saying. Let's keep going.
Ozempic chic, the contour your nose, you have no nose, the tiniest nose. And I think because of that precedence, people feel understandably let down.
I want to make a point here, though. When she's talking about like contouring her nose and stuff, like, if she's trying to make a point, like, people are going too crazy on trying to look like an anime character. Like, people have surgery, like a lot of surgery, to look like these perfect, like, weird looking people that are like quote unquote attractive. And I just want to put this out here to everyone on the internet. That shit is not attractive. Like having a lot of facial surgery, like facial surgery can help you, sure. And I'm not judging anybody that has it, but I'm saying like these Ariana Grandes and these freaking Khloe Kardashians, these people that have entire new heads, Mandy Moore, that shit is funky. And if this lady's trying to say like I think if you make her too pretty, people are going to cut their faces off. Well, I understand that too, but I don't think that's what's happening, is it? Are people really looking at video game characters and saying, I need to chop my face off because I don't like a video game character? Because if that was the case, I should have offed myself a long time ago. The first time I played Halo, I should have been like, well, I'm never going to be the man Master Chief's going to be. I'm out. Anyway, let's continue.
Overwatch is a trailblazer at challenging that, right? Of trying to break those molds, of trying to explore the bounds of what it means to be good.
It does make a lot of woke
what
looking
it looks
characters,
like to be heroic,
so to speak.
And I think the result we got says something else. It says something that leaves a bad taste in our mouths. It's not the bold, optimistic swing that we know Overwatch to make, and it's a look that isn't congruent with her personality, right? She looks like the younger sibling. She looks more docile. Somehow, as the fire hero, she looks more docile than the most docile peacekeeping support in the game. And I've been seeing everyone's redesigns and quietly bookmarking them. But I wanted you to hear that this concern is important. This is a hill worth dying on. It's worth speaking on. Because I believe that the more we speak up about the things that truly matter to us, the more we'll see ourselves reflected in the world around us. The more we'll see our values in the world around us, right? And
I don't like how fake she sounds. She's coming off like she's reading off of something or saying something, and you can just tell like she's sounding very fake. And, you know, back in the day when I was young coming up, it was like if you heard like a preacher preach and they use like a different voice, you'd be like, that's fine. Just use your normal voice, man. Just use your normal voice. Not your performative, trying to prove something, sell something voice. Just fucking talk about whatever. And with her, I just want to like look at her and be like, hey, stop the video. Talk normal. Like you're trying to perform. Like I can tell you're trying to like, you almost sound corporate or something. You're like being kind of performative. But like I want you with a couple beers in you sitting in the corner. What do you really think? And maybe I wouldn't like what came out. Maybe she'd be like, death to white Americans. Maybe that's what would come out. Maybe this is like the way better version of that. I don't know. But it's like until you can just be normal and not performative, it's going to be really hard to like to resonate. I mean, now obviously people are in an uproar over this because this is just the internet eats this shit up. But I'm just saying, it's hard for me to connect with her. It has nothing to do with her message. It's how she's delivering it.
And I want you to know that I shared all of this with the dev team. Not only that, I was encouraged to be as open and honest as possible, to not hold anything back. And it's my hope that this isn't for naught, right? That they see it, they hear it from you all too. And while it's it's not my position to decide what can be done and what gets done about this, I will keep championing for the version of her that we all wished for, right? And I want you to do the same with boldness, with kindness, and with hopium.
Wait, what do you want us to do?
Because
chicks in games should be ugly. I think that's what
Overwatch
she wants me to do.
Not an exploration of what the world is. It's an exploration on what the world could be, right?
If the world is like Overwatch, I do not want to be in that world. I'm not saying everybody's got to be hot. Though that's not the world. Like, if I had to choose a video game world to live in, Overwatch is really way down now. Now, if it's about like, now the porn people, maybe they want to be in that world. People that like the Overwatch porn. But what I'm saying is, that's not even in a top 20 of, like, when people ask the question, what video game world you like, or do you want to be in, or that you would want to see. I just don't know if that's on the list.
So, much love if you made it all the way here to the end. I hope you have so much fun playing Onron. I know I am.
I love you too. I'm not going to play. I'm probably not going to play Onron. Did you flip me off? No, she did. She said, "See you out there." Okay, let's take a look at the comments here. Blizzard, when they realized they just hired an online activist to voice their new character, and she's out there soapbox talking mad shit about their game instead of simply promoting. And then she says, "It's going to be okay, kitten. I promise. Help push the agenda. I shall." Damn. So she's trying to help push the agenda. Please help me. Please help fix her face. Helping how I can by yapping about the right time with the right people. I guess the thing is like, what should her face be like? I usually don't talk about this because I don't want to be disrespectful of all the artists who worked on this time, but I need this look so bad, and she already is one of my favorite heroes in the game, but like, she would be instantly among my top. You know, we should probably look up the differences. God, you know, I look at this, I don't even know the difference. They made her nose smaller and lips smaller. Is this the official difference? Like, you're not seeing this, and I'm sorry, but what I'm saying is, man, that, you know what this is? This is kind of a girl problem. This is kind of a girl problem, and I don't want to, like, look, I have a lot of women in my life. My mother, my wife, my children. A lot of women, okay? And I love them deeply and dearly. But like, this is a problem that girls have. And it's not just in video games. It's like if three girls walk into a room, okay, and they're all pretty. Let's just say they're all above average pretty. Okay, just general beauty. They're all above average pretty. And you have 10 dudes. And you say, "Hey, look at those girls. They're pretty, right?" They'll look at them and they'll be like, "Oh, they're hot. Yeah, those are beautiful, beautiful ladies. They're beautiful." And that's kind of the end of it, typically. You know? And it's not like, typically there's not anything glaring that guys generally can't get over. I mean, like, if you have like a unibrow or something, or like something like maybe a big nose or something, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, if there's something that's like a standout feature, maybe, I don't know. But typically, no. Like, typically, I don't feel like dudes are not going to care about the slight change, or they shouldn't, on this character. And I think if it was just dudes playing Overwatch, this probably wouldn't even come up. But ladies, however, they dissect each other, dude. Like, ladies will look at the size of your nose. Like, she's talking about like noses and shit. And it's like, wait, do we care about nose size? I thought that was a Jewish joke. Like, a lady's nose size and how small it is, contoured, matters in a video game where you're shooting each other and you're trying to push the point from one end to the other, and you use strategy and teamwork to do so. This game's not dress up. No, I know it's like any other fucking game out there right now where it's like, buy skins, change your lady into a bikini or something, or like, here's another skin. Like, la, la, la. That's the monetary bullshit of it. But the game itself is, be a tank, heal, and do damage, and take this objective against the other team. That's the game. But then we have people out there, it's like, but her nose and her eyes, they don't look right. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. And I just think of all the dudes who are out there playing fucking Overwatch. And whether they're liberal or not, or whatever they are, they don't give a fuck about the eyes and the nose or whatever the hell's going on. Now they don't want a monster. They don't want Concord, or like that other game that's coming out, like the new Horizon game that's coming out. I saw this week where like there's like you can play as a 400-pound woman who has no face fat, by the way. She has like a chiseled chin, but then she's 400 pounds. Like, yeah, dudes don't want to play as an obese, sick person. I mean, I play as Roadhog, but like, it's like Roadhog is like, kind of gross and like funny. And so like if you had a big fat lady with the mask on and burps and stuff, that would probably be okay. But like it doesn't go that far because you can't make a fat lady gross in video games. You know what I'm saying? So Roadhog, he's kind of gross, and it's okay to make a dude gross. And I'm cool to play that gross dude. But then like you think about Concord that got canceled and it had like an obese lady in it you could play. Like nobody wanted to play as her. Why? Because dudes don't want to play as that. Like it's not, and it's like if I have an option to play as like a big obese lady in my video game fantasy or my video game character, or I can just play like NPC number one, I'm going to choose NPC number one. There's a very rare situation where I'm going to choose to play as the sick person because like, this is my stance on obesity, and I know a lot of obese people. And hell, I think I might be getting obese over time. It's a sickness. We're sick because we eat poison food and we gain weight and we don't move enough. Obesity is a sickness. It's not something that should be celebrated. That'd be like celebrating cancer. That would be like celebrating AIDS. These are things you feel sorry for people for because they're sick and they can't control their body. You understand? If you're a little overweight, cool, yeah, okay, you're a little sick. Now, I'm not saying you got to be chiseled and in great shape or whatever. Like, you can be Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym getting beefed up on protein and be 300 pounds of pure muscle. Guess what? That's fucking sick as well. Just a different kind of sick. But you caused it to yourself. You over-atrophied your muscles to the point that are unnatural. And then if you're obese, you have too much adipose tissue. You're both sick. Dudes like Arnold and like these big bodybuilders, bro, they ain't healthy, man. A lot of them die of heart attacks pretty early. Puts a lot of strain on your system to have all those muscles. And yeah, you could say, well, you get less cancer if you have more muscles. And I'm saying like, yeah, you should have muscles. Just like everybody should have a little fat. Like, have you seen Ariana Grande lately? And that's not me judging, though. Look at her fucking nose. It's like, I saw that lady and I was like, somebody give her a sandwich. She looks sick. She looks sick and anorexic. You shouldn't praise her. You should be like, oh shit, we need to help her. Same with obese people. Same with people who are like jacked out of their fucking minds. It's like, okay, you're trying to compete. Cool, dude. It's cool you're trying to compete. But like, how are you doing mentally? What are you chasing, bro? How are you doing mentally? It's not that you can't have that, like, not that you can't be like the best bodybuilder in the world. That's totally cool. But like, we do want to do a spot check on like your mentality. You know, because you are altering your body to a purpose here. And that's okay. But like, let's just check in. You know, if you're a really fat person, you're like, I just want to be the hot dog champion in the world and I got to be 400 pounds to do it. Cool. That's cool. We all need a hot dog champion. We all need sumo wrestlers. But let's check in on you. How you doing? You doing okay? You doing all right? You're just doing something to your body that's a little, different. And that's okay. Your bodies can be different. I'm not saying your bodies can't be different, but you understand what I'm saying. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. You may disagree with me, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Let's talk about James Van Der Beek, who just died. And that's sad to me, man. And like, this is not video games, but it's another passion of mine, and it's late 90s. I grew up in the late 90s. So like in the late 90s, I was a teenager, right? I was like 13, 15, 16, something like 14, 15, 16. Like 1997 may be my favorite year in music. Like by the numbers, 1997, the songs that came out in 1997, I might like more than songs that came out any other year. If you like had to stack them all, like, do you love this song? Yes. Go to 1998, 1990. Do you love this song? Yes. Like there's more in 1997 that I love than like probably any other year in my existence. So James Van Der Beek is from that time. And he was like 48, I think. And he died of colon cancer. And people had said, he'd been looking sick and stuff. But it's just sad, man. It's sad. Like aging is sad. And looking back on those times, when you're in it, you just think it's going to last forever, And then whenever you have people from that time, like James Van Der Beek was just a guy from that time. Just like Justin Timberlake, just like Billy Armstrong, Joel Armstrong, or the Green Day guy. Kurt Cobain, which apparently he was killed. That's like, they're trying to do anything they can to distract from Epstein there. But like Britney Spears, I'd say Aerosmith even from that time period. There's just like a lot of people that are prominent in late 90s in culture and shows. Jennifer Love Hewitt, one of my personal favorites, of course. Like I just don't like, I just heard anytime like TRL, Carson Daly, whatever you think of these people, TRL, MTV, Nickelodeon, you know, and just when one of these pieces of this goes away forever. Like recently, MTV just shut down forever. James Vanderbeek's dead, unfortunately. The Three Doors Down guy died as well, unfortunately. I wasn't a huge Three Doors Down fan, but still, that one kind of hurt too. And it's like, man, you just see these people drop, and this time period is just one step closer to being in complete obscurity. A time period that I attribute so much value and worth to, and I probably shouldn't. It's probably a lesson to me like, hey, man, things go away. But all I'm saying to you, my friends who may be listening to this, dude, live your life, man. It's so limited. And like it's gonna fall away. And this stupid Overwatch shit about nose and eyes or whatever, like we can talk about it, but don't waste your life on it. Don't waste your energy on being like an activist for this stupid bullshit. Like this lady, I'm sure she means well, but like she's gonna look back on this time and not think of it fondly, probably. She should be doing everything she can to think of things fondly and live in a fond time. And you may say, well, these aren't fond times. And this is a war we're trying to, like, the war on video game characters and how they look. That's a war we're creating, man. What if we just were like James Vanderbeek and we were doing Varsity Blues, we were doing TRL, and we were going to Blockbuster, we were playing Rock Band, we were playing WoW Burning Crusade. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, what if we didn't engage? And again, I'm not talking about all this shit to like, I come on here and I talk about what's in the news, and like I could say to myself, well, I'm perpetuating the thing. And maybe I am. Like, I hope that when we talk about news stuff like this, especially dramatic stuff, I hope I'm powering it down. I hope I'm not a voice of like pitchfork in there. It's like, fucking let's ratchet up the war. I'm hoping to ratchet it down and be like, this shit ain't a big deal, man. We should not be in up arms about this. Like, we should not be. And I'll always lean one way or the other. But well, my boy James Vanderbeek, when I think about him, I think about Varsity Blues. There's so much music I love from that movie, and from the movies that came out around then. Like I was in high school, so it was a high school movie. And like American Pie, Varsity Blues, Can Hardly Wait. A lot of movies were just fun back then. Probably inappropriate in a lot of ways, but still fun. I think about that time period, man. I think about that time period. Paul Walker was in that movie too. He's gone. And I think the big fat dude that was like the lineman, I think he's gone. So there's like only two dudes left from that movie who were like on the friggin' football team. It wasn't that long ago, was it? And he died young, though. 48's young. Another thing, and I see colon cancer everywhere now, man. And like, it makes me think I should go get a colonoscopy. You're about to be like 41, And everywhere we realize, like, you should get them at 30 now, dude. It's a big deal. Again, we eat poison, so that would make sense. But yeah, just pour one out for James Vanderbeek. Rest in peace, brother. You were a part of a time. I remember Dawson's Creek. I didn't watch a lot of Dawson's Creek, but you know what? The girl I was in love with watched Dawson's Creek. And I used to look at James Vanderbeek and be like, what is it that you have that she loves, bro? Why can't I have what you got so this girl will love me as much as I freaking love her? Which, was kind of retarded for a 13, 14-year-old to be thinking like that. But it is, that is how you think when you're a kid. And, yeah, man. So just, it's another layer of that old world that just is gone. And I hate it because it was a good time. We had our issues, but boy, it was a great time, the 90s. The late 90s, specifically for me. Some people look back on the early 90s. the late 90s, dude, and even early 2000s were peak. So James Van Der Beek being a part of that and a big part of the culture, we got what he wanted to out of that. I hate his sickness that got him, especially on the internet. Apparently, we're curing all the cancer suddenly. It's probably not real, but man, I hate to see anybody go like that so young for something that seems so preventable. Or it seems like we should have the cure out there. But if he's a celebrity and you'd think he has access to stuff, maybe it's not, bro. I don't know. All right, let's get back into some racism and sexism. Relooted came out, and I look, man, I don't even think I'm going to talk about this a long time, but the game is trying to, okay, so this is what is Relooted. It's a bunch of black people, and they're trying to steal items from white people that are like African heritage items. And it's like a heist game. So they're stealing back artifacts from their culture that made it from the white people. It's the most pandering bullshit I've ever heard in my life, if I'm honest. And I struggle to make a comparison that would fit in with white people. And you might argue, well, you can't compare because black people have had it so much harder. Well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, every race has been enslaved and every race has experienced hell on earth, at one point or another. White people have had it pretty good in America, but those days are over, because white people are a minority across the world. And it definitely isn't white people. You may say white people are leading the world, but in a lot of places, no, they're not. And a lot of white people, truly, if anybody's helped Africa, like, dude, America has helped Africa, like generally white people has helped Africa so much in the past, like in my lifetime. Presidents, administrations, programs, well water, missionaries, shoes. I mean, man, damn. Now you could say Bill Gates with his shots, but you can't win them all. I think that was actually really bad for the Africans. But I'm just saying, there's been a lot of good things that have gone on in Africa because of white people. It's not all we've stolen their shit. Now, there's always going to be your Jeff Epsteins, your Bill Gates that do that. We can't control those people. Just like y'all can't control, if there's a black person listening to this or black people listening to this, y'all can't control when somebody goes out and murders somebody or steal stuff. Makes your whole race look bad, quote unquote. Of course, everybody's capable of murder and stealing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's heavy-handed pandering. It seems like it's not doing well on Steam. Some of the more like liberal line social media places are playing it. It's a pretty good heist game, but like this is a headline. It's a pretty good heist game, but it's way better of a history lesson. I look at a game like that and I'm like, that's clearly not for me. Like if it's like the evil is like the white patriarchy, I don't know if I'm a part of that, but on the street, if somebody asks, I guess I would be a part of it. Well, I'm not going to play that. It's like, it's not for me. It really seems like it's for black people who want to give a middle finger to the culture that they're in, which to be fair, they should, because America for black people kind of sucks. Projects ain't great. The education ain't great. The food ain't great. The water ain't great. It's not great. It should be better. Now you could say, well, take away from the white people and give to them, it'll be better. That's not it. You can take away, and a lot of places do take away, but it's like we have to all get better. And like, even if and I would say a lot of white people be like, if I have less and other people have more and we all live equally and we can put our bygones behind us, everybody would do that. Everyone would be like, if you can tax me as a white person 10% more, and then we're all good and we can put away past atrocities and stuff and like be a brave new world where we're all equal, everyone would sign up for that. That's never the case because they gotta, like, the politicians have to milk something. And it's just so easy to milk that, black people are oppressed, which they are in a lot of ways. But like, you have to also present like a way out of it that's like not damning somebody else. These are social issues. This is supposed to be about video games. Anyway, it's not selling well, and I hate to see games that come out like that. I mean, like I do, because it's like it's just trying to send a message. It's not a game that is meant to be fun. It's a game that's trying to send a message. Also, kind of the problem with that Overwatch stuff. It's like that lady who voices Anne Rand or whatever, she's trying to send a message, and the devs are probably just trying to make a fun game. And their leaders and their managers are like, hey, make her kind of hot. Is it like, we got to be hot a little bit, dude, because Marvel Rivals is Chinese and they don't give a fuck about any of these social issues. And they're eating our asses on money because like all of their Marvel heroes are caked up and they're making a shit ton of money and all these gacha games are making money. We got to make money. We're struggling. Just don't overdo the ugly filter. Just make the ladies okay. I think they have like an Indian lady that like is all caked up in the game now in Overwatch. I saw screenshots. I don't even know if it's real or AI or whatever. I don't even know the list of characters, but I think there's a character that's like wearing a bikini or some shit. And it's like, you got to sell it a little bit because we're getting our ass eaten. The managers are probably saying that. And then the developers are like, I'll do whatever you say because I got to have a job. And then the voice actor later, who's a contractor, comes in and is like, you can't do that. It's like, oh. She's trying to send a message. They're trying to make a game that they like. The managers are like, they're trying to not send a message. They're trying to earn a buck. So it's like earn a buck versus send a message. And when those worlds collide, nothing happens except the consumer gets a turd. Which is okay because there's a lot of games and you can have turds. And that's totally, if I put out a turd, who cares? But then you hope that like GTA 6 isn't a turd. You hope that Elder Scrolls 6 isn't a turd because the message and the money get in a fight. And that's why like typically people lean like, if we just got the messaging out of it. And then you could argue everything has a message, Dalorrian, whether you like it or not. I don't know, does it? Another thing, okay, Discord. This is kind of gaming. Discord is going to make you have face scans and IDs. Dude, Discord is going to make you have face scans and IDs. They're trying to get the kids out of Discord, which I can kind of understand a little bit. But I think they're going to use AI to guess your age. I don't know, man. This is a tough one for me. The thing is, like on the internet, it's like, well, a Jewish guy's taking over, and that's why he's doing it. It's like, well, maybe that's what's happening. But also, there's probably a lot of nefarious bullshit that goes on in Discord. I mean, I've joined some WoW guilds, Discords before, and I've seen some stuff I don't want to see. That ain't what WoW's about. Y'all are just putting yourself out there and being gross. Now, I also play on Moonguard. But anyway, I think people might tolerate this more than you think. And again, this is coming from a parent. And I'm like, if my kids were in Discord, I want them to have freedom. I want to have freedom on the internet. But it's like, if somebody's going to be crazy, try to threaten your ass or swat you, I'd like to know who it was that was doing it. These are just examples. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about it. For me, it ain't going to change my Discord experience at all. And I don't know, the freedom of it, people want to hide behind what they're saying on the internet. And I get that. I mean, and also, you think about on the other end is like, well, you want to be able to have free speech on the internet without being punished. Like what I'm saying on this podcast, like I'm showing my face. People could find me if they wanted, I guess, if they just tried really hard. But like, I could lose. People could come after me. People could, like the system, could the government could be like, I didn't like what he said about Reloaded. I didn't like what he said about Overwatch, and that's a problem too. But shit, I'll do something else then. I don't know. What are they gonna do? Like if you push me offline, I'm just gonna go build a farm and eat goats or whatever, and then guess what? Probably have a happier life. My food probably won't be poison. And I'm living on a farm and like off the grid. I'm probably going to live a better life anyway. So it's a win-win for me. If they push me off, it's a win-win for me. So it really is very little risk here. Because I'm confident we could survive if we needed to. Anyway, this has been a weird episode. Reach out to me, DalorrianTV@gmail.com for any inquiries or comments or corrections. And you can also comment on the YouTube video here. Corrections, challenges, disagreements, agreements. Or you can comment on the Spotify as well. This episode is brought to you by CurseForge. I'm just kidding. It's not. I don't have any sponsors. Maybe one day. But then I think about, would I even do that? Like, if I started like monetizing this shit a little bit more, like, would I even do that? I don't know. Probably not. Just gonna enjoy it. I don't know if I want to. Do I need that? I don't know. All right. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. We're gonna do it again soon. Maybe you'll see me out there playing Hogwarts. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but you'll see me in Azeroth. We're gonna do the state of play too. All right. Love you guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.